God called us to come in here and by His grace to see people won to Jesus and see people discipled. So it's a very hard area that we're in. And as many of you heard, not too long ago, Hurricane Harvey hit this area, and it didn't just hit our area, it devastated our area in ways that we've just never seen devastation. I've worked many disasters and done relief, but I've never seen anything devastate my city the way Harvey has devastated my city. Not only did it devastate our city, but it devastated Pasadena, it devastated our area. A quarter of our church was literally flooded, and we're still trying to figure out how to get our church rebuilt and raise funds for that. But not only was our church flooded, but a quarter of our people lost their homes, lost their houses. And not only people in our church, but just many people in our community. We're talking like communities of thousands of people where over a few days, everything was just lost. Their homes, their cars, and happened to be rescued and have been taken out of their neighborhoods because the water was just too high. Where me and my wife and my children live, we were literally trapped for 4 days, nowhere to go because water was just all around us. And then I told my wife, by God's grace, the water never got into our house even though we were trapped. And I told her, babe, that the Lord spared us so that we can get out there and we can start helping other people. And so even in the midst of this devastation, it's really been incredible to not only see our church, but how many churches have really stepped up to the plate and just begin to go first, love on their people and get their houses gutted and cleaned out, but then start, with the communities. And so it's been incredible. Some communities that we've never seen very open to the gospel are now opening up because we've shown up at their doors saying, hey, God has sent us because He loves you and we want to help you. And the stories from that are just incredible. We have one family now coming to our church that before we showed up at their house, 5 minutes before that, the mom had told her daughter and the grandchildren, God's abandoned us. And then we show up saying, hey, we want to help. And then just tears in their eyes as God got to remind them, no, He has not abandoned them. But it's how many people feel in our area because they've seen a lot of churches flee. But it's been incredible how God's using us to come into those neighborhoods saying, hey, God has not abandoned you. And in the midst of that, just if I can be transparent and honest, it's been hard. It's been a very heavy weight to carry. As we would just go block to block and you're just seeing everybody's stuff that was once in their homes now outside and trying to figure out how are we going to help these people? Like, how do we help not only our members, but this community that we're trying to reach for the gospel that's already financially strapped? Most didn't have flood insurance because we're all told that it doesn't flood, it can't flood. But Harvey, 800-year storm, proved everyone wrong that it can flood anywhere when you have 50-something inches of water fall down at one time. And it was just very overwhelming. There were times where I'd find myself just with no one around, just weeping like, Lord, I don't know what to do. I'm seeing our church, I'm seeing our people, like, what do we do? And it was a blessing when Pastor Casey reached out to me and Pastor Brian and told me about this ministry called Pastor Serve. And they were doing this dinner. And first didn't know what to really think about it, but I told my wife, man, it's a free dinner, so let's go check it out. And it was just a blessing as we got to meet these pastors from all over America, telling us that they knew many of us were tired and they knew many of us were hurting. And they were just simply there to just listen to us, to serve us, to help us, and reminding personally me that I needed rest. At that time when I met Pastor Serve, I had been going, once I was able to get out of my house, I'd just been going, 24/7, trying to help everybody in our church rebuild, trying to help our community. And I was just, at the point where I thought I was just going to collapse because I was so tired. And it was just a blessing to meet them going, you've got to rest. You're going to have to take care of yourself. You're in a marathon, not a sprint. And it not only blessed me, but it blessed many of the pastors that were there. And just that reminder that, man, we're not the Messiah, and Jesus is. and that if we'll trust Him and let God do His thing, we'll see God rebuild our people and our community. So, and as pastors, we have to be reminded of that. And it was a blessing, and they've been a blessing. They were able to help out our first month with finances, and that was a huge blessing. We're in an area where, like I said, just the finances it's rough, and Harvey has made finances even more rough, and so I'll probably never be able to say it enough, but I'll keep telling Pastor Serve thank you, because they continue to reach out. They continue to ask me how I'm doing. Am I dating my wife? Am I spending time with my daughters? And am I getting the rest that I need? And asking, how we're doing financially. And it's a blessing knowing that not only are they trying to spiritually help us, but they're also trying to physically see what they can do to help us, financially in all those areas. And so, to Pastor Serve and to anyone, first Pastor Serve, thank you. And to anyone wondering about Pastor Serve, just know it's a legit ministry. These guys are doing tremendous work to pastors like me and other pastors all over the Houston area who have felt the effects and devastation of this storm. And we just want to say thank you.